Hey, this is Arrabon and our Thoughtful Thursday, where we answer questions that will help you to become more of a reconciling community. My name is David Bailey.
And I'm Elena Aronson. And our question for the day is, why are churches in America so segregated on Sunday morning? What do you think, David?
Well, it's actually a multifaceted answer. And it's actually, there's a historical reason, and it was literally because people were racist. But now it's not for the same reason. I think there are definitely racist people, but I think it's not socially acceptable to be as overtly racist as it was during the 1960s.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it has to do with patterns of culture, has to do with patterns of economics and geography and where our cities are designed. But once you unpack a little bit of maybe culturally why it might be challenging for white people to engage in a multicultural church context.
So I have predominantly attended majority white churches in my life, and I never attended a church that didn't want to be diverse. But they often wanted to be diverse without changing anything about the way that their church service operated. I think it's hard for white people to want to be part of a multicultural community because we expect church to meet all of our specific preferences. And what we think is normal is actually very culturally based. But we're not willing to sacrifice those things for the point of worship. We just want the visual appearance of diversity without actually making our space hospitable for people of color.
And oftentimes in minority communities, particularly those who might be middle class, college educated, we do diversity 6 days a week, and we want Sunday as a diversity day off. It gets a little exhausting, it gets a little tiring. And so it actually becomes this safe haven and a safe space. That desire isn't inherently bad. It just is it's a thing. It's a thing that you do need to have some level of familiarity. But also, the question is about what's our witness to the world? If diversity doesn't work inside the church, then how can we be a witness to people outside of the four walls of the church? And so there's a question that we need to ask ourselves is, what does it look like for us to be a reconciling community? What does it look like for us to be in relationships with people who are different than us in our worshiping communities? Just being a minority doesn't let us off the hook of asking ourselves those questions.
It's important to remember that worshiping together is not actually the ultimate good. The biggest problem is not that we're segregated, but the reasons why we're segregated. And if we don't do anything to address those problems, we haven't actually become a reconciling community. So regardless of whether you're in a homogenous space or you have access to a really diverse population of people, you can be a reconciling community and help improve the witness that the church is giving, regardless of where you are at.
Thanks so much for watching the Thoughtful Thursday video. If you have any comments or questions, please leave it in the comment section. Please share this video with some friends or family or coworkers that might be interested. And also, hit that subscribe button so that you can get your Thoughtful Thursday question for next week.